So what are some do's and don'ts in your industry?
So
And I know it's a broad question, and
yeah.
I'm trying. So give me your
Yeah.
experience and whatever works. And you can be as short as long as you'd like. So
Yeah. So a few things: do be consistent in your administration, and your duties, and how you're doing things and implementing policies and guidelines. So what I mean by that is, you can't one day let Jack do one thing and the next day let Jill do something. You need to create a policy, and it needs to be equal across the board, right? And policies will help with that. So you have something to point to say, well, this is our policy and this is the law of the land. So do be consistent, as well as do have an employee handbook. I think that is like one of the key things. Like, you might as well just put it all in one, spot and have something there. Do provide the sexual harassment prevention training. That is another big lawsuit that is huge. Do follow all the federal, state, and local laws. And then I want to say, most importantly, is do have some HR representation, right? Do have someone in that spot that knows the law. We come across a lot of business owners who are like, oh, we do our HR, or our office manager is really good, or my assistant handles all of that. And
my
it's like,
my CPA does it. And I'm like,
CPA does it. And it's like, that's awesome. But do they know, are they reading these laws every day like we are? Because if so, then maybe we want to see if they want to apply here, if they want to read laws and litigation all day.
So I'm going to interrupt you very quick. And I warned you about that. So one of the things I had a couple of lawsuits already against, where they had a small business owner and that he was having a CPA do his time and attendance time cards. And I get it from a perspective where he's like, well, he's already doing my taxes, he'll do my, and I'm like, CPA companies are not generally set up to do payroll because there's so many there. Yes, it's money, but it's not just money. It's like you need to be aware of all the interplay between the records, the laws that need to be maintained, the records that need to be maintained. And I'm like, as soon as I hear someone saying, well, my CPA will get you the records, I'm like, bingo, that's going to be a lawsuit.
That's going to be
there's no way they're going to know.
Yeah.
They're not going to know.
Yeah, definitely. And definitely. So those are the do's. If I wanted to talk about the flip side, like the don'ts, we always say here in our team, like, don't DIY your HR, like, don't do it yourself HR, or don't, one of our clients, we joke about it. Like, we say it to him because he said, like, oh, I'll Google it. And it's like, Google is awesome, right? Google is a resource, but to go there and you'll go down a whole rabbit hole, right? And are you reading things that are factual? How long ago was it? Did they post it a year ago? Because the laws change daily. So Googling your HR, we call one of our clients, we joke, we call him Google Man. Because he was like, I'll Google everything. I Googled the paint colors on the wall. So he Googles everything. But now that he works with us, he has taken HR off his plate. And then again, like we just said previously, like, don't assign someone else in your organization to do the HR task, because they are not privy to, the federal, state, and local laws. They don't know. And that's not their job. We don't expect them to. So why not have a professional do that? And then just don't underestimate the value of HR consultants. Like, a lot of people are like, really? Can you really save money? We can. And it's so interesting that you talk about working with HR professionals, because we had a client where, when we took them on, we're very transparent. When they came on to us, we told them, we said, we want to be real. We want to let you know that in your situation right now, these employees, or this particular employee, would have a lawsuit. So now what we're going to come in and do is we're going to help and still build those policies, procedures to start you on the right track, so you can start doing things correctly moving forward. And ironically, that employee did come back and sue. And the attorney came and said, hey, can I get all of the supporting document? This employee was asking for $500,000, like, just for this. And the attorney told us that with the things that we started to implement, and he had things and documents to show, the client came back to us. They were so happy because they only end up spending about $90,000. So to go from $500,000 to $90,000, and then they said majority of that, also was with the court case and fees and attorney fees. So the employee didn't get that much, but just that is the impact. And you don't want to not have someone there. You really want to just invest in someone who knows what they're talking about or doing.
100% agree. And I'm so that's a great example.